With that, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to hand over the podium to Mr. Bhardwaj.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and Jai Hind. And I can see a few ladies as well. Okay, good. Thank you, ETH, to give me this opportunity to speak in front of such knowledgeable audience. What I'll do here is, the topic is a bit technical, but since I come from the army background, I'll try to stitch a story with my experiences just to build up a story so that you understand how the ecosystem is evolving and what kind of landscape you can expect in time to come. Gentlemen, what I'm speaking is purely my experiential learning, and what I'm speaking is are my personal views. Whatever I speak doesn't reflect upon my organization. And secondly, everything I've used in the presentation is available, is on online, open source. I've just tried to stitch a story so that I can convey a message. I'll be referring to a few deities while I speak. It's not that I'm promoting a particular religion, it is just to put things in context. Right, gentlemen, warfare as we see is as old as the human being's existence. Even if you look at our older books like Ramayana and Mahabharata, there is a reference of war. Rather, they are war by itself. They say it was only Satyug when there was no war. Thereafter, Treta Yuga had a Ramayana, Dwarpa Yuga we have Mahabharata, and presently we are in Kalki Yuga. And you can see the turmoil going around in the world. In the recorded history of mankind, as per some historian, only 300 years are there when there was no war. It is it's anybody's guess or anybody's, you can contemplate on this, but some famous historian has written, there have been only 300 years in the history of mankind when there was no war. Okay, coming down to the recent phenomena, recorded history. We see our agriculture age, we see the efforts which were being used for economy at that point in time, same resources were being used for war as well. Come to industrial age, how the things evolved. I'll take your attention to one very unique phenomena. The gunpowder was discovered way back in close to 9th century. And 10th century, that gunpowder was used by Genghis Khan. And I guess half of you know that what kind of devastating effect it has had on the history of our earth. Whenever the technology has been used in warfare in some form or others, it has changed rather the course of history. Gunpowder in 10th century by Genghis Khan, same gunpowder by Mughals when they invaded India. Okay, coming down to industrial age, look how the things evolved. First World War, just go to the first industrial revolution and time spanning close to First World War. Look at the way the wars have changed. We have seen the couple of movies we have seen, and we realize how the nature of war keep getting changed as the things move from industrial 1.0 to industrial 4.0. Again, some strategies are said. 3 major events have changed the way the wars are fought. First was gunpowder. I gave you an example. Second was the discovery of the atom bomb. And you know it well, how World War II happened and how the things changed. And third, they are saying it is AI, which will change the way we fight the war and we live the world today. And that is what is alarming, and that is what even need attention for the audience who are sitting here. That I'll explain you why. We can call this period from 10th century onward to the present from the age of gunpowder to the mind game theory. It can be seen from that perspective. Okay. Gentlemen, getting back to the warfare, the importance of data has been since time immemorial. Very recently, they say somebody has given, some British has given a very famous quote that data is new oil, and that was given way back in 2006. But if you read history and you try to join the dots, you find that importance of intelligence, which comes from data, was very well mentioned by Sun Tzu, by Chanakya, even Shivaji Maharaj, and as good as George Patton for World War II. It means this term, data is new oil, it is just being used by corporate because it suits them now. Because you are using data now. But data as a center of any activity has been since very, very long time. How warfare manifests, why I am giving you this idea is because I mentioned about some time back, Now there is line between the way you do business and the way the war happened is very close. That gap has reduced. Since the time our business processes have gone digital, the kind of risk, the kind of threats you are feeling, they can be easily understood if your fundamentals and first principle of war are clear. I'll take some time to give you how the war mechanics is done. The first concept is of OODA loop. OODA is observe, orient, decide, and act. OODA loop was given way back in 1950s by Air Force pilot of USA while he was having a dogfight between two aircrafts flying at the speed of 500 miles per hour. If a fighter have to survive, two fighter pilots, if they have to survive, they have to carry out this entire cycle of observe, orient, decide, and act. Now, this OODA loop, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, can be applied in any facet of life. Be it a game of boxing, be it a game of squash, or be it a business strategies. Okay, coming down to the present concept. Now, since technology has evolved too much, there is too much of data, plethora of data. How much data you want to absorb, digest, and take forward to make decisions. As is coming war, why I'm relating with war is, I'll in subsequent slides, I'll try to bring out what similarity does it bring to the corporate. If you see the present warfare, there is plenty of data. Now, if somebody has to reduce his OODA cycle, which I told just now, he has to be smart, intelligent enough to firstly identify what data to pick up, process that data multiple times, then decide and then act. Recent war, if you see, gentlemen, Iraq war, we would have seen on television, started in 1992, first Iraq war and the second Iraq war in 2003. The warfare is not fought on land, air, and sea. It's fought in information domain. Any country, any nation, any side which has dominance on the knowledge has been a winner. So of late, in last about 30 years, the warfare from physically on ground has moved to cognitive domain and more on information and your ability to use information in your favor and denying the same to the enemy. And any side of the world, any country which has been able to do so, this picture reflects that, has changed the course of history, has changed the way we look at the world. The one picture in center is depicting Iraq war of 2003, and then something happened in Ukraine-Russia in 2014. We speak of Russia-Ukraine war today, and it's lasting for more than about approaching 600 days. In Crimea 2014, same thing happened. Probably many would have not even realized Russia has accessed some part of Ukraine using dominance in the information. This is Iraq war, I thought of 2003, when by using technology, how country like Iraq could be subjugated in very short time. I'll take 30 seconds to explain what happened. Iraq was a strong nation, and it had a feeling that nobody can come to its airspace. Without realizing that USA had, through their satellite intelligence, they had location of their radars. So before US Army came with their aircrafts, they suppressed their radars and used other technologies. So primarily in Iraq war, it was proper use of data which helped them to achieve their terminal objective. Okay, now if data is so important, gentlemen, how to handle the data? Data required two kind of our security. We listen this buzzword in corporate very recently, data-centric security or your zero trust architecture. The way the wars have been fought from late 90s, data has been very critical, and the way data has been handled with this kind of it's been given this kind of importance. So the term which we are seeing now, data-centric security and zero trust, is the way the data has been handled in the defense forces, advanced defense forces, since last about 56 years. Okay, coming down to Ukraine war and the topic of the day, which was to do something with AI, gentlemen. Russian-Ukraine war is on. This is being called as the first space war. All these terminologies are given by big strategists. It's more open, transparent, documented conflict. There's nothing hidden. What's happening in the world, nothing is hidden now. AI, virtual reality, 3D holograms, digital twins, and in digital targeting is being used extensively. Denial of service on space assets and GPS jamming. What point I want to bring now is, now take your mind back to gunpowder in 10th century and AI in 21st century. When gunpowder was used extensively, it was war between nations. Now, when we are using technologies like AI, machine learning, data analytics, there are no boundaries between what is military and what is non-military, or what is military and what is corporate. That is where the people sitting here has to take a note that if you are into digital domain and you're using these technologies, you have to take it with a pinch of salt. You are also affected by same kind of threats which nations at that level are affected. Russia-Ukraine war, something very good happened in 2017. I hope you would have heard of that. There was Project Maven, which was given by US Department of Defense to big tech giants in USA. And the debate started altogether the ethical use of AI. And I guess you would be knowing a couple of people, they resigned. AI should not be used for warfare. And it was debate started on ethical use of AI. That was way back in 2017. Now, if we read the open source media only, it goes beyond the doubt, and the writing on the wall is very clear. AI, large language models, are extensively used in warfare. And if Ukraine, which is able to withstand the wrath of Russia for close to 600 days, it's anybody's guess how they've used this technology. Same Ukraine was, Crimea is a part of Ukraine. That was, assessed in 14 days in 2014. And when we speak in 2022 and 2023, Ukraine is able to withstand Russia because it is extensively using large language models. Decisions have become autonomous now. Now, how does this move? When there is percolation of AI in the warfare, the man from the loop, it disappears. The decisions become autonomous. It is not man taking a decision. It is machine taking the decisions, and machine takes at times better decisions than humans because there are no battle fatigues, there are no biases. So this entire loop, as you see on the left, data moves, goes to decider, and then go to the troop on the ground to handle it. The man from that loop is now being replaced, and it's all becoming autonomous. Okay. What I wanted to bring out primarily was, since the businesses are moving digital now, the situation, the ecosystem is as good or as bad as the battlefields are. Now, if businesses can understand the fundamentals of warfare, they'll be able to take better decisions. And what I've shown the slides are basic teachings which we were taught way back in 97 in NDA Khatak-Wasla, and I feel they're aptly applied to you if you work in the digital world. The first word is, the first framework goes Z. Z stands for Jamini Nishan. You have to have environmental scan. You should know what's happening around. If you're running a business, you should know in totality what's happening around. K is Khabar. Khabar is intelligence. You need to know what resources the enemy has. In digital domain, there are plethora of enemies. And what resources you have, what assets you have, what digital assets you have, what footprints you have, and what is the capabilities of enemy. Enemy in this case could be your, anybody attacking your digital assets. Irada, that is strategic intent. Higher leadership need to have that bigger intent, how to stay, how to survive this battle. If the higher leadership doesn't have this idea how to survive this battle, probably the battle is lost in the very beginning only. You might create a big corporate. Your business are running on digital domain, but your higher leadership doesn't understand basics, probably there's something wrong. Then is Tarika, methodology. You have to put processes in place to ensure you're safe. B is Bandobast, is resources. You have to give it due diligence to ensure the resources are available for you to survive in this. And administration and Gadi Milao. Gadi Milao in our case is timeliness. You have to have same times. When you launch your operation, your timings are matching. Okay. And last slide is certain lessons which can be taken from this battlefield, digital battlefield. And I guess that apply, with my understanding, that say they apply quite well to people who are working in digital domain, and most of the people are sitting in front of me. First is response to systemic risk with priority. The digital domain changes so fast. You, as a user, you need to, mental agility has to be very, very fast. You have to think like that. You have to have that concept of OODA loop running in your mind. And you have to react that way. It can't be passive, kal dekh lunga mentality. It doesn't work. And it comes from that khabar dushman ki and khabar apni. Second is creativity and innovation. It's not hard line things or hard work. Aisa karna hai. Every problem will have a creative solution. Third point is establish a shared purpose and trust in collective human behavior. Goes without saying. Then is scenario planning to envision possible future. Challenge the status quo with the triggers. Every day, if you are working in digital domain, you have to challenge your mind, stating that what is next coming to attack me or to trouble me. I can't, mindset is I'll use digital technology to favor my business. But if you are doing the business well, you have to think what next coming, so that I have to save my business to go further. Train and practice without going, and manage situational awareness. To sum it up, it has to be, you have to be very, very adaptive, you have to be very creative, and you have to be very, very resilient. I am finished, and I am just 25 seconds over. That's it. Anything I would like to, anything we can continue later on. Thank you.